Okay, so good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Myself, Deval Jetpara, and today I will take your COA class, right? As sir is having some other stuff, so today I will take your session. So before starting with the session and content, can anyone brief me about what sir has told you yesterday? Taught you yesterday in COA session. Any student? So according to that, I can proceed, right? So that is why I want to know. Please, any student, or should I ask anyone? Yesterday, you people are not having that COA session. Okay, okay, fine, fine. Okay, no issue, no issue. Okay, fine. So, what we will do today? Today we'll discuss the syllabus, what things you need to do, and how we can proceed in this subject, right? So from next session onwards, sir can start with very first chapter. Okay, fine, no issue. So just let me open the syllabus. Okay. Oh yes, Rahil. I just forgot that thing. In this week, you people are having 9 to 11. Uh, this workshop web technology. Yes. No issue. Okay, fine. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible at your end, right? So this is the subject name COA, Computer Organization and Architecture, right? So yes, from the name itself, you people can get idea that this subject is not purely based on software part, right? Here we need to use some electronics fundamental as well as some circuit, digital circuit, combinational or sequential or those kind of stuff, right? In short, here we need to use the mix approach of hardware and software. Okay. So in prior to that, you people have learned one subject that is digital electronics in semester 3, right? So some of the concept we are going to use from that subject as well as those number system conversion, right? Suppose we generally we are working with decimal, but whenever we are talking about this computer peripheral, it is not going to understand that thing, right? So we'll require different number conversion like decimal to binary, binary to octal, hexadecimal, and so on. So don't worry, those practice will do in laboratory session because lab will be conducted by me only, right? So we'll see those, we'll brief your knowledge about that number conversion and then we'll start with our actual practical or tutorial, whatever you can say. Okay. So this is our subject code 01CE402. Okay, and the name is COA. So before starting with the topic name, what is the main objective behind learning this subject? So that is to conceptualize the concept of organization and architectural issue of a digital computer. So here in this chapter, we are going to learn different architecture and how internally those peripheral are going to be organized. Okay. Why? Because we all are aware with some memory part, with some processor, with some input and output devices. But how internally they are organized so that we can transfer some information, transfer some data, as well as if we are having some disturbance in time, then definitely we need to resolve those issues. So how those interrupt we can categorize, we can recognize. So those kind of stuff we are going to discuss in this chapter, right? So those peripheral devices are already recognized by you. Okay, by there is a memory component, there is a RAM, ROM, input devices, some output devices, but how they are internally organized and working. So those working we are going to discuss in this chapter. Okay. So after that, further analyze performance issue in processor and memory design of a digital computer. Okay. So definitely whenever there are device and transformation in working, every time we need to take care about this entity that is performance, right? We all are knowing there are so many types of processor available, but every processor is having their own usage, right? And as well as the usage will depend on performance as well. Okay. So we need to take care about this entity. After that, uh, also understanding various data transfer technique in digital computer. See, in digital computer, that means more or less we are transferring our data from one register to another register at, and you can say, right? So in the register, we cannot directly transfer the data. We need to use some transfer device. We need to use some special instruction set. So those kind of stuff we are going to discuss while we are transferring data in specifically in the digital computer, right? And to analyze processor performance improvement using instruction level parallelism, right? So see, one way we are knowing that is sequential transfer. Whenever there is a demand, we are going to transfer data from input to output one by one. But that is more better if we are able to transfer our data in parallel manner. Why? Because in parallel manner we are able to get some more efficiency, as well as it will minimize our working hours. That is same like in this load, not in this load, but suppose we are having laboratory session, right? So at the same in the same timing slot, we are organizing lab for A batch, for B batch, and for C batch, right? Why? Just to minimize our working slot. So that is nothing but you can say parallel execution. But suppose we are executing our lab in terms of like first A batch, in next hour we'll organize laboratory for B batch and then C batch. So that is you can consider as a sequential execution. Okay. But that is not more efficient or even it is time consuming. So we are not going to use that concept. Instead of that, we are using parallel execution. So those benefit of parallel execution as well as how we are able to achieve that thing, that also we are going to see in this subject, right? So that is with respect to objective of the subject. See, whenever you are learning any new subject, the objective must be clear in your mind. Why? Because without knowing objective or you can say aim, if you are learning anything, then there is no meaning. So at least you should remember some of the key points, right? So that will be beneficial. After that, credit for this subject is 4. That means in every week you are having 3 lectures and 1 laboratory session. Okay, fine. Now this course outcome, almost the key points we have already discussed in this objective, but still you can refer. There are mainly 5 course outcome that you can remember. One is related to this architecture, how we are understanding and we are describing various architecture unit of our computer system. The second one is related to combinational and sequential logic circuits. So we'll apply those basic knowledge of these two type of digital circuit while learning various computer architecture. Okay. The third course outcome is recognize the importance of parallelism in computer architecture. So why it is beneficial that we are going to learn in this subject. The fourth one is ability to understand the concept of cache mapping technique. So we are having last unit completely based on memory concept, where we are learning various basic concepts related to main memory, related to cache memory, virtual memory, auxiliary memory. So those concepts we'll see in this last chapter. Then after, yes, to eliminate or remove stole by altering order of instruction, right? So here we can verify how we are having different instruction and how we can manage those ordering part, just to avoid some redundant data or to avoid some uh, runtime delayed or information delay. Okay, fine. So after that, prerequisite to learn this particular subject is fundamental of computer, that obviously we all are having, we must having as being computer engineer, right, as pursuing CE course. And the second one is digital logic circuit. So as in the third semester, you people have learned this subject DE, right? So that knowledge you can immerse in this subject, that is COA. Even in fifth semester also you are having one subject based on this, that is MPI, a microprocessor, right? So in short, in our complete 8th semester, we are having mainly this three subject, that is you can consider as a based on uh, electronic component or peripheral, right?
Star and flash at the end of my line. We are working over here only for a single line command. Single line. Like this. Hello and star flash.
Okay, fine.
Fifth and second condition, hello. Or maybe hello and something like this. Okay, this two things we are considering.
Fine. So now, this is related to teaching scheme. Okay, so as I had told you earlier, you are having three lectures and one laboratory session. Initially, lectures would be conducted by Hardik sir, and lab will be conducted by me. Okay, so total credit of the subject is 4. And as like other theory subject, at the end of semester you are having 50 marks of final examination. This 30 marks of mid examination. How mid will would be going to conduct, that will discuss at the time of mid examination. Okay. Internal marks is of 20. So for this 20 marks of component, we are planning to give you two assignments, right? Where in one assignment we are trying to get questions which are you can consider as a important related to your final EAC and mid, as well as we are planning to kept question of gate examination. Okay, so and yes, one more thing, those who are uh, planning to prepare for the gate examination, this COA can be asked in like 8 to 9 marks. Okay, with combination of the combination with this D subject. So DE plus COA is going to ask for 8 to 9 marks. So according to that, you can do preparation, right? So in this 20, we are providing you two assignments. In second assignment, we'll take MCQ test. Viva is of 25 marks, that again at the end of the semester. And term work. So term work is nothing but whatever practicals you are submitting in the laboratories, according to that will mark from 25, right? So cumulatively you are having 150 as a final total marks. Okay, fine. So any query in this teaching scheme, students?
Starting from zero characters to the null characters anywhere in my line, it may happen that comment is detected.
Okay, okay, fine, fine,
How to scan the entire line to code
fine. Total we are having 8 unit in this subject. Let me just go through briefly one by one unit. In the first unit, we'll more emphasize on that data representation and how using basic uh, register how we can transfer those data. So for that, we'll use various register transfer language, which is working to transfer data from one register to another, right? After that, various micro operation like arithmetic micro operation, which is used to have some arithmetic computation like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and so on. After that, logic micro operation, right? Various logical operation like and, or, XOR, and etc. And shift micro operation, that is to shift our one bit to left hand side to right hand side. We are going to use this kind of micro operation. Okay, and at the end, the one complete unit in which we are having all the type of micro operation embedded: arithmetic, logic, and shift. In chapter number 2, we'll emphasize on the various type of instruction and how we can able to write one instruction, as well as how we can store those instruction on the timing diagrams just to allocate different phases of instruction. Okay, after that, various types of instruction like memory, reference, input, output, and so on. As well as here we'll see using this basic instruction and basic memory, basic input output devices, how we are able to have one complete computer description, right? What are the while we are organizing or we are making one computer. In this third chapter, we'll see various fundamental concepts of our microprogram control, right? How we can do the address sequencing as well as in the control memory, how various module are organized, that we'll see in this chapter. After that, in chapter number 4, we'll focus on that CPU, that is Central Processing Unit. So whenever we are introducing this CPU, we'll see how internally those registers are organized in CPU, how we can access those instructions one by one using like stack organization or any other formation, right? As well as we'll see this risk and sys, that you can consider some of the important topic. Okay, risk and sys. After that, chapter number 5, that is introduction to pipeline. So pipeline is nothing but using this type of processing we are able to achieve the parallel execution, right? So as we had discussed earlier, parallel execution will useful. Why? Because in that we are able to have less time consumption, as well as we are able to achieve some more efficiency. Okay, so that pipelining we are going to see in this chapter number 5. In this chapter number 6, we'll see basics of computer arithmetic and how we are able to use different arithmetic operation. Suppose we are having some set of data, and if we want to multiply those data, then we are having different algorithm which is beneficial. So those algorithm and numerics on that we are going to see in this chapter. Okay, okay, fine. Now in chapter number 7, input output organization, that means here, as we all are knowing, we had seen various peripheral devices. Input and output also required to have their own role. Why? Because suppose we want to transfer data from somewhere, we must require some input, as well as at backend will require some output peripheral so that we can store our data over there. Okay, So that is related to this input output organization. And the last one is memory classification and organization. That means what are the types of memory we are having and how it is organized internally. Okay, so as we discussed here, we'll see various memory hierarchy. After that, main memory, auxiliary memory, associative memory, cache, virtual, etc. Right? So in the same semester, you people are also having operating system subject, right? So this DMA, this memory, are even you are going to see in that subject also, right? So here you can find out some of the similarity, or better you can say some of the connectivity between our software subject as well as hardware subject, right? Because whenever we are making any new operating system, we also need to focus on this memory classification as well as this DMA, that is direct memory access part, right? So the same topic will also required in terms of this hardware configuration, right? So here you will find some connectivity between that operating system and the COA, right? Okay, so that is with respect to the content part. And yes, we'll mostly follow the PowerPoint presentation. So we'll share those things with you. Apart from that, if you want to refer any reference book, you can go with this. Like it is having mostly, I mean, similarity with our subject curriculum, right? So you can find out, able to find out complete unit and complete topic in the same unit in this Morris manner. Okay, and as well as it is more friendly to use their communication language and their sequence of concept. Okay, so this name you can note it down, Morris Manor. Okay, so that is with respect to this sequence content. So feel free to ask if you are having any query in this.
What you have to do, you have to check that where I am over here and
Any query related to this, related to subject and how we are going to organize everything, how we'll execute everything.
E plus 1 is equals to star. Yes, I plus 1 is equals to 9. 8 plus 1 equals to 9. And I is
Okay.
equals to 8. So 8 plus 2. When I get at the index number 9 and 10 is equals to 9, star and slash, if yes, then you have to say comment else detected, otherwise not. Is clear? And can you get the ith position? So I need to, when we come to the last two indexes, you can do that.
Okay, okay, good.
So that's why I have told you now that if that means if see over here, if my eye is over here at this place, at the closing bracket, okay? So what we have to check that after closing bracket, I have a star and sorry, slash and star. So index number 0 and 1. So is my next immediate position is star? No. Is my next immediate position is star? No. Yes, Yusuf and
Okay, fine.
Yusuf and Vada, you can do that logical if you want to. Okay, but in this case, you can not say like
Okay, so let's do some of these that number conversion practice over here. We are not going to start with chapter 1 in this
slash and
lecture.
star and last two would be
So just a minute, let me open the
in
word.
my line, I think that is comment. Right? So over there, you cannot say like my first two characters are slash and star and last two are star and slash. Okay? That's why I have. Otherwise, I can start now as care of 0 and 0 plus 1 equals double slash. No, it may be possible something like this. Over here in this example, this hash is index number 0, I index number 1, 2, 3, 4, right? In that case, you may get the wrong output. Clear?
So fine, let's start with some basic introductory part. So first of all, whenever we are going to have basic computer right. So see, whenever we want to have some communication, whether it is in terms of data, it is in terms of numbers, we'll always require some representation technique, right? So to represent the data, you might have various types, like whether you can represent your data in decimal, or else even you can represent your data in binary, or you can represent your data in octal manner, even you can represent your data in the hexadecimal manner, right? So these are the, you can say, data types to represent our data. Okay, but generally our computer focus on the binary, right? So actually decimal we are not going to use, but those decimal are for our understanding purpose, right? So one more thing we can do is
Then what would happen?
how data, suppose how data can be defined. So data is nothing but, you can say, like information that a computer
Clear?
is dealing with, right? That is nothing but you can consider as a data. So data can be either in the numeric,
Okay.
either data can be numeric data, that means like real, integer, and so on, right? Or else you can say data like, yes,
That means you entered comment. If I will write this and hello, comment is not detected. Why?
No.
Because I didn't complete that
Numeric
slash.
data. That means, for example, like letters, symbol. So those are considered as a non-numerical format, right? So integer, that means we all are knowing like -1, 0, 1, and so on. And in real, you can consider as a all the type of set, like fractional value, suppose 1.5, or you can say under root 4, 1 by 2. Those kind of values we are having in real set. Okay, and here we are using various programs just to show, you can say, relationship between those data, right? And again, to implement those program, we are using some of the instruction, right? So that will help our peripheral device, our computer device, to have an understanding that what we want to have as an output and how we can process. So now in this number system, you can consider as a two terms on which we need to do focus, like Boolean algebra. Why we require this? Because Boolean algebra is nothing but, you can consider as a basic math where that is completely working on truth table, and where we are having the values like 0 and 1. Okay, so basically here we are using those binary values. That means we'll use this kind of Boolean algebra and their operation, right? So it is nothing but like the truth table values 0 and 1. So we'll require this kind of things to be noted here. So that we had already learned, right? Basic algebra. So again, we are not going to work on this. After that, some of the basic knowledge about digital circuits.
You have to give an answer.
So what two type of digital circuit you people have seen? Can anyone tell? Two type of digital circuits. Yes, anyone? Yes, can anyone reply? What two type of digital circuits we had learned? Okay, so one is like sequential circuits and another one is like second one is combinational. Yes or no? Right? So using this basic maths, we are able to provide some information in terms of instruction and then we'll use various circuit to transfer those instructions. That is either in form of sequential or in form of combinational, right? So suppose, now let's suppose if we want to represent any decimal value, right? So suppose decimal value we are having 1 to 3. So why we are able to write down this value in form of like 1, 2, 3. That unit digit is 3, 10th digit is 2 and at 100 place we are having 1. So its decimal value is focused on the base value is equal to 10. We can write down like this where our 3 is having unit location. So that is like the position of 10 raised to 0. Okay. After that second number we are having which is having value like 2 and that is at a 10th position. So 2 into 10 raised to 1. Why? Because that is at a 10th position. And after that we are having value like 1 into 10 raised to 2. Why? Because that is at a 100th position. So likewise we are able to get answer 1 into 10 raised to 2 that is 100 plus 2 into 10 raised to 1 that is 20 plus 3 into 10 raised to 0 that is simply 3. So what is the total of these three values? That is nothing but the 1, 2, 3. So likewise we are able to represent the decimal values. Okay. So I guess that we all are known, right? Now, same way if we are having some of the binary values, then binary values is having base value is equal to 2. That means either we are having option to represent value using 0 or using 1 or you can say combination of both 0 and 1, right? So we all are knowing values will like 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So likewise we can do the combination, okay? So that is clear at your part. Any query in this? And even easily we can convert these values in the decimal value. For example, suppose 1 1 we are having. Is binary value is focused on base value 2. 1 1 we can represent like this 1 into 2 raised to 1 plus 1 into 2 raised to 0. So what would be the answer? 2 raised to 0 1. So 1 into 1 1 plus 2 raised to 1 2. 2 into 1 2. So 2 plus 1 which is nothing but 3. Right? So we all are knowing in binary 1 1 is nothing but value 3 in our decimal. Yes or no? So this part is clear everyone. Please let me know in case of query.
Okay. So now we can.
Oh, fine. So let's have some practice to convert our binary into decimal and decimal into binary. Okay, fine.
Your program, write down done. Otherwise, you can write doing over
Okay,
here. So let
so I will convert one numeric one decimal value into binary, and then I will give you some example to you for the C, right? So first let's start with decimal to binary. Okay.
but I want replay. We have 24 students over here in the lab. I require 24 replay. Yes, I will scroll up. Okay. Books.
Suppose first example we are having like 25. So whenever any value we are having in decimal, it is base to 10, right? So value is 25 with base is equal to 10. Why? Because value is in the decimal. So this is not required to mention. Right? Now suppose this 25, if we want to convert it to binary, let me try to demonstrate in the table format. I hope everyone is knowing this, but this is just for your practice purpose. We'll do again. Okay, fine. So 25 we are mentioning over here, and as this value we need to convert in the binary, we are going to divide every value with respect to 2. So suppose we are dividing first time 25 with the 2, we can use 12, and whatever remainder value we are getting, that we are writing over here.
Okay.
Okay, so remainder is 1, right? Suppose 12 we are going to divide with 2, so we can divide 6 into 2, 12, and as in reminder we are getting value like 0. After that 3 into 2, and here as in reminder we can get 0. After that again we can use 1 into 2, and as in reminder we can get 1. Okay, and now this 1 cannot be divided using 2, so that as it is we need to extract over here, right? I hope everyone is clear with this method. Okay, even directly also you can do, but that is not I am discussing right now.
Yes, yes. So this is the thing, like our compiler removes the comments. What? How we can identify? Perfect, perfect.
Okay,
So,
fine.
so that it can ignore.
Right, so this is clear, everyone?
Run that program. There is no any comment
Okay, fine.
lines are there are out.
Okay, so whenever we are going to write answer for C, what method we need to use? We can go upward side. That means we can write down like this.
And which can ignore.
First is 1, then 1, 0, 0, 1. Upward side, right? And base 2. But that you can mention as a suffix part of this value, right? So everyone clear with this thing? Let me give you one example. Okay. Try to convert this decimal value in the binary like this. Okay. Don't do directly. This is for your practice purpose, and yes, Even this is very basic practice, but trust me, the same example and conversion are again going to ask at a time of placement examination or any competitive examination. So this must be clear at your end, right? Convert this 244 in the binary. Do it in your book. Don't do directly, don't do Google. Okay? And whatever answer you are getting, write down in the chat box. Okay, very good everyone. Okay. So now what if, so I guess everyone clear with this?
You can write that.
Okay, Krishna, now it is correct. Okay. Let me write down answer over here. 111101010. Okay. Now what if we are having some, you can say fractional value.
And I guess in 1599, yes, that is not equal to 9.
Like for example, 123.50.
Slash and
How we can convert this type of value? Can anyone tell?
hmm. But at which line? I'm just finding that line. Okay, last. Yes, over here the line number 36. Your printf function name. Yes, P. P is missing.
Okay, let me show you one of the example. Then after again you can do the practice. So suppose first we'll try to identify equivalent binary for this complete part, that is 123. So suppose 123 we are going to divide into 2. You can use like 12 to 6 and 1. Okay. So here in the remainder we are having 1 finding. Here we can use 30 into 2. Here
Okay, do
also
one
we
thing,
are
Riya.
having
If you can't
one as a
stop the
reminder.
job, your
We are
time, kindly
15
mail the same code to me. Okay.
to 0.
Okay. To do itself. Okay. So that I can
Okay,
help you to
here
remember that.
7 into 2 and
I'll share my
1.
screen with your program so that you can identify.
Here
Okay.
3,
So now,
2,
second thing,
again 1.
second practical,
Here
so
1
the
into 2,
definition and is over
again
here in the chat.
1. And yes,
Okay.
that 1 we again
So
need
this
to
is the practical
borrow
definition.
over
Try to
here.
think on it and let me know that what we are going to perform in this practical. Write a C program to test that the given input is a valid identifier or keyword. So what they are trying to say is,
Okay, so how we are able to write down binary 123, that is 1 1 1 1 0 1 1. Okay, first let me write down that. Now related to this fractional part, that is 0.15, we can write down like this. Okay. 0.15 into 2 is equal to, we are getting 0.3, right?
okay,
Now in this every value we need to multiply with the 2, and whatever part we are getting over here, that we need to extract. So extract 0. Now if we are going to extract 0 from 0.3, what is the remaining value?
so if we are
0.3, right? So 0.3 into 2, we are getting 0.6.
let me give you
So
one
from that again,
example.
this complete part we are extracting. So extract
We have to write yes or no.
0. So again, what is the remaining value? 0.6. See, here we are having value like 0.0, so you are getting the same value over here, right? But what if here we are getting like 1.6. So from 1.6, you need to extract 1, and that is why if you are extracting 1 from 1.6, 0.6 is the remaining value, okay? But as here, in the answer itself, we are getting 0. So the rest of the value will also remain as it is, okay? Extract 1 from this. 001, yes, Shivanand, that is fine. But if you don't want to go with that much fractional unit, you can simply write down 001. And that is with respect to this. Here will not go upward side, will follow this downward manner. So first 0, then 1. Everyone getting? This is clear? Okay, fine. So let me give you one example and you can practice it.
So these are the rules. So whenever I'm inserting any
Okay, you can extract up to three value, three fractional value, right? And if you are finding like by four value up to four value, here we are getting answer like mm, 0 or you can say like 1.0, then you can go up to that value. Why? Because if one you are going to extract, then here simply 0 is going to remain. So that is you can consider as a final answer. But if you are not able to find out this kind of ending, then you can go up to three value, three decimal value. Are you getting? Okay, fine. Fine. So now perform this value by your own. And meanwhile, every student, please write down your enrollment number in the chat box. Just one time you need to write down, okay? And write down answer for this question as well. Okay.
are some classifications that
Okay.
have been named as an individual.
Okay. I found all the enrollment numbers, but no answer from your side. Okay. So everyone has given their enrollment number, or any students still remain to pass their enrollment number? Those who have passed it, they can leave. They can leave the meet. Okay, Shivanand. Good. Okay, Divyansh. Good. 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 Okay, fine. So those who have pasted answer as well as enrollment number, they can leave. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.